Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and we are joined today by Ralph Shearing, CEO of Altaley Mining Corporation. And today we are going to talk about metals, gold, silver, zinc, and more. So first of all, thank you very much for joining us today.
Josh, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to tell the story. And we've got a great little story, and I'm looking forward to getting it out there.
Absolutely. Now, as inflation skyrockets and the supply chain sees serious strain, what do you think this means for precious metals like gold and silver? It seems more and more investors are looking to gold and silver as a historical safe haven it always has been.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in these types of environments, especially in high inflation, gold is a safe commodity, retains its value, and people flock to it. So the future for gold looks very, very good in this environment. You know, if you look at gold and you think about it a little bit, if you look over the history of mankind in gold, a little bit of gold could buy you a loaf of bread 400 years ago. That same amount of gold still going to buy you a loaf of bread. Can you say that for $1 20 years ago? Buy you the same amount? It's not going to. So you're losing value in the dollars due to inflation, due to the money printing. Gold retains its value, and so it's a place to be.
Yeah, it's an amazing hedge against inflation. And I wanted to ask a little bit about this because I wanted to hear what you think about, or what do you think when you see the arbitrary inflation numbers given out by the Fed? You see food prices skyrocketing, in some cases above 20%. Of course, about 25% of all currency ever created in the United States was printed just last year. It's an unbelievable number. And then you hear the Fed claim inflation is transitory. It's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. What do you think when you hear stuff like this?
Well, it's kind of a little bit mind-boggling, and the people who buy into it should really think a little bit harder and look a little bit more into the situation, because, you know, the inflation is being caused by Fed's printing money. It's being caused by more and more consumers getting out there, getting away from COVID. They're buying and buying. Stocks are going down, shipping strain. It's all rolling into more and more inflation. And is it transitory? I can't see it being transitory. I mean, it depends how you define transitory. If you're talking 4 or 5 years, maybe it's transitory, but it's certainly, in my opinion, not transitory for the next 1-2 years. It's here to stay.
Yeah, there's a huge miseducation or misinformation campaign that's really been started by the Fed. It's pretty incredible when you see people from the Federal Reserve saying that, oh, inflation, it's caused by stores raising the value of products. It's like passing off the blame onto the stores that obviously have to buy their supplies at way higher prices.
Well, exactly, Josh. Why is a store having to raise its prices? Because it's costing more to ship it. It's costing more for the commodity prices to make it. It's on and on and on.
It's pretty incredible. And now, you know, people tend to look to gold and silver as a hedge against inflation, as wealth insurance. You know, a lot of people don't see gold and silver as an investment as much as it is, wealth insurance, as I mentioned. But I wanted to hear you explain why some would prefer to invest rather in a mining company rather than the physical metal itself.
Well, firstly, I think a person should have some physical metal. I think it's really important to have that locked away in a nice, safe deposit box or wherever. But you get a much more explosive gain on an investment into a mining stock when a precious metal rockets. I mean, if you look at precious metal increasing, let's say it increases 20, 30, 40% in the next year or 2 years, that translates to probably a 10 or 15 banger on a stock, because the stocks get the benefit of that uptick in the price and people flock to them. So you get the excitement of the gold market feeding into a stock, and the stock has much more gaining potential in a good gold environment than the actual price does.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted you to break down Altaley for those who don't know of it. Can you explain and give people the rundown of the company?
Yeah, so Altaley Mining is a Mexican metals producer. We're building what we believe will be the next mid-tier mining company in Mexico. We have 2 projects. One is in production. It's a zinc mine with a lot of precious metals as well. So we produce a precious metal byproduct, and we hope to increase our precious metal recoveries off of that mine going forward. And it's the 6th largest zinc producer in Mexico. And if anyone's looked at the price of zinc over the past couple of weeks, it's exploded. It's broken out. It's $1.70 a pound yesterday. We making money at 48 cents a pound and breaking even cost at our mine. So we're making great money on our zinc. but we're transitioning more to precious metals, going to improve our precious metals there. And at the same time, our second project is a gold project. We're building it. We're about 80% built. We'll have it up and running initially, half capacity near the end of this year, ramp it up to full capacity next year. And we're going to be producing about 30,000 ounces of gold annually. And then base metal products and silver should bring that up to a gold equivalent number of like 45,000 ounces. That's from that project. Campo Morado, we produced 1.25 million, on track to produce 1.25 million ounces of silver this year. So, you know, we're transitioning this company towards a precious metal producer. And when we bring Tabaweto online, full capacity, just under 60% of our revenue is projected to be from precious metals. Wow. So we're in a good space and we're growing rapidly. And our valuation is, we're very, very undervalued. And of course, any CEO of a mining company is going to tell you that. But, you know, in our case, it is. If you look at a common ratio that people use to evaluate mining stocks, it's enterprise value over EBITDA. And our ratio is 1.4. Polymetallic producers in Mexico are somewhere around 9, and gold producers are about 4 to 5. So we have a lot of room to grow our company, and we're on a very good pathway to get it done in a very quick amount of time.
And it's perfect timing too. I mean, this is when everyone's talking about precious metals. I mean, we've seen some interesting price fluctuation lately as well. And I wanted to ask what made Altaley mining stand out to you enough to become part of the business, and are you a shareholder?
Well, I'm actually I'm a very good sized shareholder in the company. I'm the founder of the company. Mm-hmm. I brought in the Tabaweto gold project into the company. Right. We acquired the other mine a few years ago as well. So I mean, I've been the driving force behind this company, getting the exploration through at our Tabaweto gold project to advance it to where we could actually build a mine. So yeah, I'm totally committed to this company. It's been my life for a long period of time. Right. And it's really, really good to see this success coming right now. And we're in a perfect environment. I mean, we're getting the benefit of the base metal boom, which is underway, and we're going to be getting the benefit of the precious metal boom about to come.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what sets a company apart from others? I mean, obviously there's a lot of mining companies out there, but what sets you guys apart from the other guys?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of companies out there that are better than us. There's a lot of companies out there that aren't as advanced as us. But where we shine, in my opinion, is we have a very good operations team in Mexico, and we've really concentrated our effort in Mexico. Mexico is a very good country for precious metals. It's the top silver producer in the world. So it has a very strong mining history, a lot of very talented miners and engineers that work in Mexico. So, you know, we have our operations from Mexico would set us apart from a lot of the junior explorers or small scale developers.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that people have felt something happening in the precious metal market enough to be as bullish as so many are right now, especially with crisis. In the case of crisis, in the case of inflation, precious metals always seem to be a major savior for people who are concerned about where, even from the stock market to the economy to just basic supply chain issues. It's been something that's been a safe haven for as long as history has been recorded. I want to get you to give people an elevator pitch, but first I want to let everyone know, first of all, that this is not investment advice, and make sure to do your own due diligence and look into things yourself. The links are all below the video for you guys to look further into this company. But with that said, can you give everyone an elevator pitch on why they should be interested in getting involved with Altaley?
Well, I think the valuation we have right now was the first start. I mean, we're a mining company, one mine in production, another one coming online, and we have not been marketing, we have not been recognized to the development state we are at this point in time. So just realizing some of that value to our peers is going to add a lot of value to our stock. So, you know, that in the metals, we're a base metal producer at this point in time, and even as we transition into a precious metal producer, we'll still have a strong base metal component. So we'll take advantage of any of the short supply of base metals and the increase in prices that we're seeing right now. Precious metals, they've been kind of just sideways the last little while. So the momentum hasn't started, but I sense it. I've been marketing here in Toronto for the last week, getting the story back around the investment community here in Toronto. And you can just start to feel it. It's getting ready to go. And once it goes, it's going to go, in my opinion, explosively. And it will go fast and furious. And we're going to be a recipient of that. That will translate into our company, into our stock price, and we continue to meet our goals. We're going to be a mid-tier metals producer mid next year and expanding. And that will give us the base to even propel the company and grow it more through new acquisitions or even organic growth in our projects. We have the ability to get drills turning again on our projects, increase our resources and reserves, and expand these projects. I think we can go double or triple the size of the mine we're building at Tawaweto right now. So that would go from 1,000 ton per day underground mining operation producing 25,000 ounces of gold to double or triple that in the next 2 to 5 years. And all we need to do is start turning drills again. And I'm extremely confident we'll bring in the extra resources and reserves based on my knowledge of the exploration potential of the project. And it's a similar situation on our Campo Morado mine. Huge exploration potential, all kinds of targets outlined. We just need to be healthy enough to get drills going again.
Oh, that's amazing. And you know, if one looks at technical analysis right now, while it has traded sideways for a long time, gold, silver, many of the precious metals have traded sideways for quite some time. And obviously, we've seen a lot of manipulation going back to 2012, especially. And obviously, we can thank our amazing banks for spoofing a bunch of prices. But with that said, and, you know, caught in court of law, this isn't any conspiracy theory here. Many of them have been caught in a court of law and found guilty. But with that said, if you pay attention to technical analysis right now, things look pretty good going forward. It's broken a few resistance levels lately. And I know a lot of people that are extremely excited about the future of gold and silver and zinc and many other metals over the next couple of years, even in the face of supply chain crises and inflation, especially. This could be a huge booming market. Once again, it's historically been many times, but once again, going forward. Of course, I really appreciate talking to people who are doing great work in this industry. And it's always good to bring this information to the viewers' ears. Can you let us know where we can find more information on Altaley, and what is your ticker?
Yeah, so our ticker, we have 2 tickers, one on the OTCQ or QX, that's ATLYF. And in Canada, it's ATLY, Altaley Mining, and website altaleymining.com. So ALTALEY mining.com. There's a lot of information on our website. You can get a real good look at all of our projects, get our contact information, and we encourage people to dig in, have a look, and give us a call if you have any questions.
Excellent. Well, I thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we get to talk again sometime soon.
Really appreciate it, Josh. Thanks. Thank you very much.